Our next guest is making his mark in the culinary world by combining traditional Indigenous ingredients with dishes that draw on his classical training in French cuisine. Chef Joseph Shawana, thank you so much for being here today and joining us. I understand you're here to make one of your favorite winter dishes. So
yes.
what are you making for us
So
today?
I'm making a pulled bison with a yellow corn mush and maple cranberries.
I was so excited when I found out that you were making bison today because it's one of my favorite proteins to eat. Is it easy to find?
Yes, it's relatively easy to find. Like a lot of major grocery stores now stock bison, even elk, and some venison products. So yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's go through the process of what we're making.
Yeah, so we're going to be starting with the bison dish. So we're going to season it with salt and pepper. So I'll get you to season just with a little bit of salt and pepper.
A little bit of a pinch?
Yeah.
Okay, so just seasoning, and I guess both sides.
Both sides, yeah, and I'll give it a flip for you.
All right.
So.
Now, you're working with Indigenous ingredients, of course, and it's definitely, a nod to your heritage and the foods that you grew up with. How does that work with your classical French training? Because they are sort of very different in a culinary way.
Yeah, they are, but a lot of the flavors, they work really well together, especially all the techniques. So like a long braising like this goes really well with like a lot of meat cuts, such as bison, that are like strip loins that need a longer time to cook.
Absolutely. So this helps to kind of break it down, make the meat very tender.
Yeah, more flavor comes out with the juice and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're searing it in a pan now.
Just going to sear it off for a couple minutes on each side, and then while we get that going, then I'll get you to add the stuff for the stock. So we got some veggie stock and some thyme, garlic, and maybe a bay leaf.
Okay, so this is the orange juice, of course. So veggie stock here.
This one goes here. So this is the veggie stock here. We're going to put it in here.
Into the slow cooker.
Yeah.
And how long would the process be for this?
Yeah, so you set it at like 220 or your lowest setting for 8 hours.
Okay.
The longer the better.
A little bit of time?
Yes.
You want to rip it up? Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of take that off the stems. Okay, so 2 to 3 hours. So this is definitely something some people can achieve. This would be great, like Sunday dinner, something like that. A little bit of garlic.
Yeah, start it on Saturday night, and then it'll be ready by Sunday dinner time.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then this will go in here. So just get like a nice good crust on each side.
Get a good sear on that.
Yeah. Then while this is going, then we're gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
and this is the finished product over here?
Yeah, so this is the finished product. So we got the juice here.
It looks really wonderfully tender.
Pulled bison, a little bit of the garlic and the thyme.
And I understand that your grandmother is a big inspiration behind what you do from a culinary standpoint. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my grandmother was a big inspiration for me and everybody in my family to cook. And just because a lot of our cooking just very family oriented, so our family always got together. And she passed not till a couple years ago, where I'm just going to put this in here. And now all of us are just taking the lead on what she left us, right? So her recipes and her techniques on how to make all the foods that she had.
That's a great tribute to her as well. So we've got that going in the slow cooker. Let's move over to the other portion of the dish as well.
Here is the maple cranberries.
Okay.
So it's just like some frozen cranberries that you could get, some orange juice, some maple syrup, and a little bit of star anise, so just a touch of salt as well, and a yellow corn mush. So this is similar to polenta. It's the same technique that you would make, but we call it yellow corn mush.
And flavor-wise, though, does it have a little bit of a different profile than polenta?
Yeah, so polenta you would finish off with like a little bit of cream and stuff like that, but here it's just veggie stock. We used to use a wild veggie stock, like wild ramps, and a lot of forage vegetables that we would use, right?
Right, and of course, and when it comes to foraging, I understand that that's a really big thing for you in terms of finding and sourcing local ingredients and also working with small businesses as well. So is there something you can tell us about that? Yeah,
so I use Forbes Wild Foods here in Toronto, and they employ a lot of Indigenous harvesters for them, so that's why I use them. And they have a really good model behind them, and I just love their products and what they bring to me every time that I order.
So it's meaningful as how they go about doing their business and, of course, the quality of their ingredients. Okay, so let's get to assembling this.
So I'm going to plate this dish. So the polenta, just the yellow corn mush, sorry.
Yeah.
So this will be here. So, and then I'll just jump over here for a little bit of the pulled bison.
And as you mentioned, bison, we're breaking it down like this by doing this longer, slowly cooking process, but it's a wonderful lean protein, of course, as well, so very healthy.
Yes, yes. And it has a little flavor like beef, so. And just a little bit of the jus.
All right, can't forget that.
This guy here.
A little bit of extra flavor. I am looking forward to trying this. Yeah. Okay, a little bit of a bite for me.
Yes.
All right, got to make sure I get some of that bison. And of course, you can find Chef's recipe on our website, Chef. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Really flavorful. Wonderful winter comfort food as well. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
And we, of course, will be right back.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.